Hi, this is Tim Santoni, and welcome to the Santoni Spotlight. Today, we're joined by Steve Smith. Steve, thanks so much for joining the show.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. So as you work with these people and you get involved and you're brought in to obviously turn things around on the professional and the business level, what are some ways that you build trust and gain rapport with these people as you're helping them go through, difficult situations, right? Hey, they're getting pressure from their boss, the board, their wife, family. What are some examples of how you go about doing that trust building?
Okay, the very first thing I do is I let them know that what they're getting into is a journey. It's not something that after 4 sessions everything's fixed. And
you don't have the magic pill?
I don't have magic pills. I don't have silver bullets, all of that stuff. I don't have any of that. And I let them know that probably before they feel really confident about how they're running their business, how they're doing their job, it's probably going to be a little dicey. And that's only because when they start hitting those outer edges of their comfort zone, that's where most people start getting kind of the heebie-jeebies. I don't know if I really want to do this. But after that, we spend all of our time getting into what that person wants and what they feel has been holding them back. 90% of people already know what the problems are. They've just never had anybody that's willing to listen and has been able to kind of help them either dodge it or get around it or find some way to overcome it, because it's usually not going to go away. It's just their ability to recognize it coming and have a solution to deal with it.
So as you're working with them, obviously they're having to share your inner workings of the company. You mentioned companies with multiple layers. Maybe give us an example of a client you worked with recently where there were multiple layers. There's a little bit more complexity there, and how you kind of dealt with helping them obviously interact with probably with management team, customers or clients, and their overall their overall world, if you will.
Okay, and this was about a year ago, but I had a client that was in a university system, okay, which is a little different than a business, but this was a for-profit university, okay, a fairly big one out there in the Inland Empire, and he was in charge of their technology system, which meant he was serving 3 groups in the campus: the students who needed access to digital resources, the staff who had all of their teaching materials on the system, and then the admin, the hierarchy who was kind of needing portals for various things. And he had a wholesale revolt on his hands. He had a lot of people working for him that just were disgruntled. They were all technical in focus, so they weren't really that good with communications, and they were just getting dumped on by everybody. And he came to me at one point and he says, "You know what?" He goes, "If I don't find a way to fix this, they're going to replace me." And I thought, "Ooh, that's pretty direct."
Pretty honest.
And yeah. And so we sat down and we figured out exactly what kind of role he had and his people had, and did everybody understand how the team worked and what his role was in doing it. Instead of barking orders at people, figure out how to get to know them and help them do better at their job so they were more willing to operate as a team. And it took about 11 months and some real soul searching. He had to change a lot of his own perspectives about how he dealt with people. And once he started getting past that, within close to the end of that year, he went from being on the edge of his job to being served up for a VP slot. I mean, he made that much of a dramatic change, but it was his willingness to say, "You know what, there's something I'm doing that's causing this problem, help me fix it."